Hello fellow woodworkers and welcome to this week's edition of the Garage Workshop 10-minute tool review. This week we're going to be looking at the Parkside workwear range. Roll the intro. So this week, a slightly different video for the Garage Workshop where we're going to be looking at clothing or workwear made by Parkside. So we've got three items to look at and review today. The first are these Parkside work shorts, and yes, they really are as blue as they look. They're in the current special buy. Well, it's last week's now by the time you see this, but you can still buy them in store. So the Parkside work shorts. The second item of clothing is this Parkside Workshop t-shirt. Now this shirt, again like the shorts, is currently out of the sort of special buys, but you can still buy them in lots of places. They've still got them in my Lidl, the ones that are local to me, so still out there to buy. So the second item is the Parkside t-shirt. And the third item, just the thing I want to put on and show you in 36-degree heat, is the Parkside hoodie. Now this is the special workwear hoodie. They do have often have hoodies in their range, Parkside, but this is the one specifically designed for wearing outside, and there's a couple of little features in here that when we get onto the review you'll understand. So one by one, let's try them on and I can talk them through what I think of each one. So the first item we're going to look at today is this, the Parkside Workshop t-shirt. Now this is made of 100% cotton. It is a very, very comfortable t-shirt to wear. I mean, obviously in a day like today we're enjoying a massive heat wave in the UK and it is very, very hot, but it's a very comfortable t-shirt. All around the arms, there's plenty of movement in it. Down the sides, it's not too tight at all. Fits really, really well. Now, I'll come on to the fittings a little bit in a minute. Sorry, you can probably see the tag. The Parkside range, this Parkside range, they're known for making clothes, but this Parkside range of workwear is specifically designed for working in garages like this. So it's 100% cotton. It feels really, really nice. It's very soft feeling, the material, and the sewing all around the edges, around the sleeves and around the bottom, the hem at the bottom of the shirt is really, really nice. It feels really comfortable to wear. It's got the Parkside logo on it, and it's more a sort of iron-on label than anything else, so I'm sure it will crack somewhere along the line when it gets washed 1,000 times. But as you can see, it's a very comfortable shirt to wear, nice to fit into. I'm going to talk a little bit about the size because Parkside, their sizes don't always relate, particularly if you're a slightly bigger person like myself and if you live in a different country. They're not always the greatest of fits. Now I take a large t-shirt in all of my t-shirts, but this one is an extra large. I tried the large on, it did fit on, but it was very, very tight, particularly down this side, the sides. Now as you can see here, there's quite a bit of room in this for me. Like I said, I'm a large and it's an extra large. But the other thing about Parkside clothes is sometimes they do shrink after the first wash. They're never bad after that, but quite often I've had other clothes made by Lidl that have shrunk after the first wash. So I always find it's better to go a size up. Now I think this t-shirt is a really, really nice t-shirt to wear around the garage. It did go up. The biggest size that I saw in store was XXL. I think it might go up to 3XL, but as I said, if you're thinking of buying one and you like the look of it, I would be tempted to go for a size up. But in terms of the quality and the manufacturing, it's a really nicely made t-shirt, and I'll put the price on the screen. I want to say it was $7.99, but I'll put the price on the screen. But overall, if you're working in the workshop and you know you're going to get glue down it and all that sort of thing, it's not nice to wear your own clothes. So a really nice purchase, highly recommended. Okay, so the second item of clothing in the range is this grey Parkside hoodie. It's so hot, it's unbelievably hot, which is a good thing. On the inside, I'll show you a close-up, it is completely fleece lined. Now, there are two things that I really like about this. Number one, it's incredibly warm, you know, which it is. You would expect that for a fleece lined garment. But the second thing is, it's not very heavy. A lot of my other hoodies and a lot of the other things that I wear in the garage workshop tend to be sort of quite heavy, but this is very lightweight. It's quite a thin material, but because it is so insulated, it's really nice and warm. It's got the Parkside logo down the side, which is exactly the same logo that's on the front of the t-shirt. It's the same sort of iron on. Now this one is a large, whereas the Parkside t-shirt was obviously an extra large, and as you can see, this fits absolutely perfectly. So with the hoodie, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you go up a size. You could always try them on. When I went in to get this, people had torn packets open and tried them on, so I knew that this was the right size for me. It's got two drawstrings for the hood. Now this is the one thing about this hoodie that I don't like. The hood is very tight over the head. Now I don't ever have the hood up on these, to be honest, because I've got hats, so if I'm going outside and it's raining, I don't ever bother with putting the hood up. But if you did want to put it up, it is quite tight, and when you put the hood up, you can see here it does pull slightly on the shoulders. So that's the only thing really about the hoodie which I think doesn't work brilliantly, but to be honest, it's a tiny thing. Super comfortable to wear, incredibly hot. I mean, boiling, and obviously I'm wearing this in 31-degree heat or whatever it is, but it is really, really nicely lined, and this is a sort of lightweight middle top. I wouldn't put this on in the middle of winter when it's like -10 out here. Well, I would if I was layering, as it was part of layering, but I wouldn't put it on in its own. But it's the sort of thing that you wear when it's sort of cold enough you need something, but not too cold that you need to have multiple layers. Really, really nice piece of kit. I'll put the price on the screen. I think it was £14.99 if I remember, but again, a really, really nice, highly recommended thin, lightweight hoodie. Okay, so the last item in this range is this. These are the Parkside work shorts. I know what you're thinking. Blimey, they are blue, and they are. They had a couple of choices. They had a choice of blue and a sort of khaki, beigey, tanny colour. I've already got the tan coloured trousers, which are the long trousers, which are essentially the same as these. So I've already got those, so I wanted to go for something different. And the other thing about having them a brighter colour is obviously you do tend to pick things out. Now these are loaded with pockets, absolutely loaded. Down this side you've got one hook here, which I presume is for something like hooking a drill onto or putting your hammer in, and you've got one large pocket, Velcro attached on this side, and you've got a number of other little pockets. Now this officially is a mobile phone pocket, apparently. Again, all stitched in. I'm going to say now though, and I'll come back to this in a minute, the stitching on the pockets isn't the greatest quality. We've got another one next to it, but this is a slide in and slide out pocket, and again inside there's loads and loads of space in the pockets on the side. Two back pockets, again lined inner back pockets, velcroed, and then on this side we have another sort of slide in pocket and one on the outside. Now I like to use these ones for my pencils. Get it in like that. Now the outside one, I quite often will put other things in there like screwdrivers and things like that. I've already got a pair of these. I've got an Aldi pair as well, which are also fine, but don't quite have as many pockets in them as these do. So back to the stitching. My only criticism of these shorts is some of the stitching on some of the pockets isn't the greatest. Just particularly around this pocket, you can see there's quite a lot of bits sticking out, the sort of extra pieces of thread, and it makes it feel a little bit, you know, potentially a little bit like that could come apart. And the stitching on the inside of the pockets also isn't fantastic when it goes at the end, right in the very corner. I have a pair of these. I had a tan pair of these before, so that tended to go, but it's fine. It just means you have to be careful that you don't put a lot of sort of sharp things in the inner pockets. But to be honest, there are so many other pockets on it you don't need to worry about that. One of the other things I really like is the button. The button on the front is an actual proper metal popper button. My other pair of these that I've got, and this is something they've changed between these when they made them before and when they made them now. The other one had a sewn in button, and after a couple of weeks the button just popped off and I had to re-sew it. So not the greatest. Now I'm not saying these are the greatest quality. I'm sure if you went and got a pair from DeWalt or something like that, you would get a much better quality, but for the amount of money they are, I think they were sort of $12.99 or $12.14, something like that. I'll put the price on the screen. They're actually really nice. They're very comfortable to wear. They've got an elasticated back at the back patch here, which is really good, but the sizing is what you have to be very careful of. I'm a size 38 in every pair of trousers that I've got. These are a 40 and they fit perfectly. Now I can get the 38s on, but I look like I'm going to the disco. They're very tight, and when you bend over in them, they were very tight, and I had the feeling they were going to split. Now they obviously know that because the stitching all the way through, the thread that goes all the way down in between, is incredibly strong. So they obviously know that splitting is an issue, but I would always buy a size above the size that you want. I think these go up to a 48, I want to say, or 46. There's a lot in the range. They're made of 100% pure cotton. They're really nice to wear for the size of them and for what they are. They're very lightweight. So I wouldn't give them a 10 out of 10, but if you want a pair of shorts to wear around the workshop, particularly if you need a lot of pockets and things like that, they're a really good solid 8 or 9 out of 10. Well worth the money. Okay, thanks very much for watching this week's edition of the Garage Workshop. Something slightly different. Let me know in the comments if you found this useful. I know when I did my DeWalt review a couple of weeks ago, which I'll put the link here, I got some really good feedback on that, and that included my DeWalt jacket. So I just think if you're in the market and you're wanting some clothing to wear in your workshop or wherever you do your DIY, then some really good recommendations here for you. If this is your first time, please can I ask you to subscribe, like and comment. It makes a lot of difference to YouTube. Not sure what, but it does. So please do that. Take the time to do that. I love having comments. I respond to all of them. If you are a current subscriber, thank you very much. Subscriber numbers have really gone up since last week. I've got about 7 or 8 more people. So that means a lot to me. Every one of you is a really valued viewer. So please don't forget to like and comment if you're a regular subscriber. And just to let you know, next week's project, I'm going back to the Parkside lathe, and wait until you see the experience that I have from that. Hope this was useful. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic week, and particularly in this heat, stay safe. Please make sure that you're here to watch next week's video. Enjoy your week, fellow woodworkers. Take care.